Hello and welcome. My name is Tracy and you're knitting with me today the super simple shawl. I'm going to walk you through how to make a shawl from beginning to end using the knit stitch, the purl stitch, a yarn over, including how to cast on, how to bind off. Again, my name is Tracy and I'm joining you from Knitworks. You can find me at knitworks.com or send me an email at knitworks@gmail.com. So this has been a couple of weeks in the making, and this is about all I've worked on all week, barely, because my husband was in the hospital. He has a brand new pacemaker and will be sticking around for a long time. But with 3 kids and 2 with special needs, it has been something. But today I have made dinner for 2 days, started the laundry, put together bookshelves, emptied the dishwasher, unpacked new dishes. We're going to grown-up dishes. Wish me luck. And so much more. I also worked for a couple of hours, and I am just trying to stay on top of things. So, but look, I did it. I finished it. I'll show pictures. It's great. It's wonderful. This hasn't even been wound, and I got it last Saturday. So that's how crazy my week has been. But I wanted to make this a short video because I still have lots to do, even though that, yes, I do have an afternoon cup of wine. I'm hoping that makes my back hurt a little bit less. In the meantime, let me show you how I made this. I'm going to show you 2 ways. I will show you right here during this video, and then when this video ends, I will show you from my perspective of my hands. So, this is my hand spun yarn. These are my first 2 attempts. I just have a little bit left. And this is probably light fingering weight. I think it's 2 strands spun together. It might be lace weight. Lace weight or light fingering. But the first thing you're going to do is you are going to make a slip knot. You are going to cast on 2 more stitches for a total of 3. Do it loosely. Then you are going to knit 1. And you are going to do a yarn over. All it is, it's just wrapping the yarn around the needle. Knit 1 and wrap the yarn around the needle. Then you're going to flip it around and you are going to purl. Now you have 5 stitches. This triangle shawl is going to make sure you purl those 2 extra stitches. It is going to increase by 2 stitches every other row. And that's how you create the triangle shape. So here, I'm going to knit 1, yarn over, knit 1, 2, 3, yarn over, knit 1. Purl the back side. Making sure you grab that yarn over because it doesn't look like a normal stitch. That's okay. In the beginning, you can count. As you get to further and further, numerous stitches, it's a little bit harder. So right now we went from 5 to 7. And again, knit 1, yarn over is wrapping the yarn around the stitch and then knitting 1, knit 1, knit 1, knit 1. Another way to do this Right now I am showing you knit one, yarn over, knit, 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 yarn over, knit one. You can also do knit two, yarn over, knit, 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 yarn over, knit two. So you just have to track two. And that's how I did it on my shawl because I kept getting it caught in my stitch marker. That's how I solved that problem. And it creates a neater edge. Like I said, this is a very basic pattern for anybody who knows how to knit and purl. There are more advanced ways to do it. There are different shortcuts to make edges neater, bind offs neater, but this is an intro. So this is the last row I'm going to knit, and then I'm going to bind off. So I'm knitting one, yarn over, knit, knit, all the way to the last stitch, or 2 stitches if you choose that method. Yarn over, knit one. So now, can't really see the triangle. It's easier when it's on the stitches. So we're going to pretend that this is bigger. You've been doing this for weeks and you're ready. You're almost out of yarn. It's as big as you want. Whatever your reason is for ending it, you're ending it. So you're going to purl one, purl two, and you're going to take that first purled stitch, lift it up, over, and off the needles. Purl one, up, over, and off. And keep going until you only have one, yikes, I split a stitch, one stitch left. Purl one, up, over, and off. Purl one, up, over, and off. And when you are at the end of your row, break the yarn or cut it. I never do. Okay, and pull that little dangling edge through the loop. And of course, you still have to do what all knitters hate doing, is weave in those ends. But that's how you go from ball yarn to my brandy new shawl. I hope you enjoyed this. Stay tuned and I'll do it again from my perspective so you can see my hands. Have a great day, happy knitting, and I'll see you next week. So here we are going to make a slip knot. That's your first stitch. We're going to use the backwards cast on to create 2 more stitches for a total of 3 on the needles. This can be done on straight needles or circulars. So flip the needles, knit 1, now we're going to do a yarn over, which is, yep, and I am remembering that I have to do the yarn over. Wind the yarn onto the needles, and then knit 1. Wrap the yarn around the needles again for another yarn over, and knit 1. Now we're going to turn it around and purl the back row. You have 5 stitches. You went from 3, you added 2 with the yarn overs, and now you have 5. So let's go ahead and make sure that when we're purling 5 stitches. So we want to grab that yarn over, which will look a little bit funky, but it is there. So that's 1, purling 2, purling 3, purling 4, and purling 5. Flip the yarn over, and now we're on the knit side. So what I did in the other video compared to here is I did the yarn overs after 2, and it's a little neater that way. But here I knit, come on, where's that yarn? Knit, pull it off the needles, yarn over, knit 3, yarn over, knit 1. So now you have 7 stitches instead of 5. You've added 2 to the row, and you will on every knit row, and that'll create the triangle look. So it's constantly growing every other row on both sides. So we're making sure we're purling all 7 stitches. So here we are. We are going to go to the purl side. Looks like we're knitting, sorry. Yarn over, knit, 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 yarn over, and knit. And now flip to the purl side. And this is where we're going to bind off. So you're going to take that first stitch, lift it up and over and off the needles. Again, first stitch is up, over, and off the needles. You're going to have 1 stitch on at a time on your working needle. Lift up, over, off. And keep doing that for the full row. And that will be how you do a super simple shawl from beginning to end. It can be done on any size needle with any yarn. It depends on what the look of the stitch is that you want and what you have available. The bigger the needle, the looser the stitch. The smaller the needle, the tighter the stitch. Thicker the yarn, thicker the stitch. Smaller the yarn, smaller the stitch. Let's see if I can get through this without my kids barging in the door. That's a triangle, believe it or not. And if you kept going, it would be more and more obvious because you're adding 2 stitches on each edge every other row.